There we go. Oh, I'm not afraid. I'm afraid not, good sir. I just left the defender's heart. Before that, I was holed up in there, too scared to leave, although spending all my time under Commander Erebeth's nose sure was something. She's a strict one, whew, and when she gets antsy. Woldriff, don't even start. I've had about enough of her breathing down my neck to last me a lifetime. So what are you doing here, robbing corpses? No, the halfling protests. Rumi Curl may be a rogue, but he doesn't loot corpses. I just need to get these poor lads' bodies off the roads. My friends and I are on a terribly important mission. We needed to get through. Yeah, I'll be right back. I need to go blow my nose. Sorry about that. He's interrupted by the sound of wheels rolling over paved stones. A cart drawn by a sad little horse appears from around the corner. A pretty half-elf is driving it. A young man in knight's armor is walking alongside. Even from a distance, you can see his tanned face and blue eyes shining brightly. Curl, the halfling, stands up. See? A terribly important and very heroic mission. My friends and I are saving a beer cart from the demons. Eland of the Hound Hearts. As he's speaking, the newcomer notices you. The knight cries out in jubilation. Sela, I never thought I'd see you again. I thought you were dead in the main square, the center of the demon's attack. Jenna Aldori. The half-elf smiles warmly at Sela. Hey, friend. Glad to see you're all right. When we got separated by the crowd at the celebration, I knew right away that something was wrong. And then when the demons appeared all of a sudden, I realized that was the reason why I'd been so anxious. But I couldn't find you among the dead in the square, so I kept my hopes up, and I was proved right. Sela's face lights up with joy. So you're the other bit of good news Curl was talking about. You and Jana are alive. Actually, by good news, I meant that we found the beer cart. Sir Ellen and Jenna being alive amounts to a quarter of a bit of good news. Well, maybe half. A beer cart? How about sharing with us? I'm sure we could all do with a drink. Aren't there more important things to do? The half-elf winks rakishly. Certainly, give me your flask, friend. And if you walk with us to the Defender's Heart, you can have more than a sampling of the spoils there. Despite the cheerful tone, she looks at you with anxious hope. Elan of the Hound Hearts. Jaina, there's no need. The heart is very close, and the three of us will be enough to fight off an attack if there is one. Besides, our friend here surely has better things to do. More important things than carrying barrels of beer, I wager. Elan Hound Hearts. By the way, my name is Elan, Sir Elan of the Hound Hearts. I'm glad to meet someone who survived the madness. You haven't told me how you know Sela. I'll save that story for when we're all back in the Defender's Heart. You're going back there, aren't you? We'll have a reason to toast our spoilers. You are aware, Sir Knight, that your friend Curl was trying to rob a corpse. Eon, is that really necessary? Curl didn't even do anything. Whatever he might have been thinking, that's between him and his conscience. Elan of the Hound Hearts. What's wrong with hearing the truth? I think Jaina and I have a right to know what our newfound friend is up to. Elan looks sternly at the halfling. I'm not your commander, Curl. I can't punish you or even condemn you. I suppose lots of people in Mindev think that war justifies anything. But think about it. That dead fellow might have family somewhere. His property and mementos should be returned to their rightful owners. They are bound to have sentimental value. Take this cart, for example. We might take it now, but once the city is free, the Eagle Watch and the other orders will certainly try to find the lawful owners and compensate them fairly for their losses. Enough, friend. I didn't even do anything. I was just thinking about it. And honestly, I don't think we'll even be able to gather up the bodies and hand them over to the Eagle Watch. They'll be looted anyway. Well, that will be on the conscience of the one who does it. But you're a crusader, girl, although you might not have volunteered. Those who fight against evil better have. Those who fight against evil itself have to be better than the common folk with their moral frailties. I gotta go. So long. I'm sure we'll meet again at the city or the defender's heart. Just a second. Surely you will come to the tavern and we'll celebrate the valiant Russian of this barrel together.
Our victory is certain.
Kill the bodies.
This would hurt. A calculated risk.
Get him.
Is this a mock fight?
It might be, actually.
Follow my lead.
Nature, 17.
I am helpful, am I not?
These corpses were gnawed to the bone by ghouls, whose teeth were likely the cause of death.
Just don't blame me. You can handle them, right? This should do it.
Sorry, I have to do this.
The Eagle's Watch will not abandon its post, no matter what. Okay, buddy. I mean, my beloved brother, I admire your zeal, of course, but would you not agree this is hardly the time to be standing guard over a hole that no one will ever emerge from? Or perhaps you're concerned that somebody will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and accidentally fall into it. Such foresight is laudable, but do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors be put to better use, for instance fighting demons or clearing rubble while people trapped beneath it are still alive? To the face of this golden-curled emissary Asimir is beautiful even by the standards of his kind, whose veins run with the blood of angels. His melodious voice sounds cheerful, but bitter reproach simmers in his gaze. Horon, don't you dare call me brother, heretic. The signs of recent hard fighting are obvious in this stern old man. His armor is dinted and covered in blood, and his unnatural pallor suggests something more dangerous than the wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony, and his voice, accustomed to barking orders, is now harsh and clipped. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect the city, especially now, when followers of your temple were caught committing treason? To my mind, you are no different than the demon worshippers, those miscreants, those beasts that are digging under the city walls. I mean, everybody knows, my dearest prelate, that in your zealous pursuit of order in the city, you have long since forgotten to tell friend from foe, and good from evil. This is what happened with my adepts, whose act of treason was a genuine attempt to save the city, and yet again I am forced to repeat myself. While we are wasting time on these pointless quarrels, people are dying under the rubble in our city. People whom you could have saved had you only set your soldiers to the task, and not kept them here, surrounding a useless, utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, if it's on your say-so, then that must mean there's someone down there. Your associates, no doubt, and they're just waiting for us to abandon our post before they slink out again to try to... The old man notices your approach. And you, I remember you. You appeared in my city the day before the demons attacked and Terendilym died. What are you doing here? Answer at once, or I'll have you strung up by your ankles before you know it. And don't think the demons have wounded me. I still have enough strength to take on 100 of your sort. Bitch, I will kill the fuck out of you. Holrun. And what is this hideous creature? Holrun peers at Lan with suspicion. Lan, at your service. The mongrel ducks his head in a bow. My forebears fought in the First Crusade. I lived in Canterbury my whole life. You haven't ever seen me before? Ah, it must be because you don't ever venture into our underground district, where we've been meaning to complain to the city authorities that our paving stones have been in need of repair for a long time. The First Crusade? So you're a mongrel. Huh. You obviously know human speech. Surprisingly well, in fact. Alright, let's be off with you. The prelate looks at you. If he causes any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. Come to think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. Who are you to be asking me such questions? I find it passing strange that you don't already know who I am. I'm Holrun Sapok, Prelate of Canterbury, Inquisitor by the grace of Iomade, Defender of the city gates by Her Majesty Queen Galfrey against threats from within and without. And as you can see, you've done a sterling job of protecting the city. The golden-curled Asimir flushes a flinty smile. I am Ramian of Edme, prior to this Temple of Desna, which, alas, currently lies in ruins. Wise Holrun here believes it is vital to guard this hole in the ground, from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. But I've been trying to convince him that the city has far more urgent matters to deal with. For instance, rescuing those currently dying under rubble. And you know what? There may be, in fact, one matter more important than guarding this hole. I've put it off, and look where it's led us. I should have hung you from the gates back when you dared to defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. If the Sarkorians had hanged Arlu Vorlesh while they had the chance, there never would have been a war. I won't repeat that mistake. I won't hesitate any longer. Soldiers, seize this scum. Silly. Prelate, see reason. These are frightening times, but threatening to hang someone without trial, this is unworthy of a servant of Iomade. The old man fixes his eyes on Sela. Lest you forget, girl, we may serve the same goddess, but you are not an inquisitor. Do not question the way I choose to serve Iomade. I won't question yours. What precisely are you accusing Ramian of, Inquisitor? Treason. Not long before the city was attacked, several followers of his temple tried to secretly access the wardstone to perform an unknown ritual over it. Holrun is trembling with fury. The wardstone of Canterbury, the gift from Iomade, bringer of light, wrought by the hands of her herald, the first in the chain, and followers of this crazy runt of a goddess tried to meddle with it using their magic. After hearing a voice in their dreams, my soldiers almost had them caught when Ramian got in the way, allowing the trailers to go to the ground. I made a mistake. I didn't have him locked into a cell and interrogated within an inch of his life, and now the city lies in ruins. It's time I rectify that mistake. Ramian, I've told you before and I'll tell you again, my people foresaw the attack on the city and they knew the wardstone already carried the seed of corruption within itself. They were simply trying to heal it. I've heard similar claims before. Now, where was it? Ah, yes, from Staunton Vane, the traitor who brought down Dresden. The lessons of the past have taught us a great deal. That is why I never believed your mob's lies even for a second. And I was like... why is it lawful to go with this guy? Fuck that, we're going a little chaotic this time. The Asimir holds up his hand, placating gesture. Stop! You are the defenders of what remains of Canterbury. You think of anything better to do than be at each other's throats in the ruins of a city? Looks at the prelate. You're a fool, Holrun. You're a zealot and a murderer, but you're a fool first and foremost. I told you that the wardstone was weakened, and you wouldn't listen. I warned you that the city was going to be attacked, yet you shoot me away. The truth is that my young adepts are trying to save the wardstone, and you stopped them. Of course, those truly responsible for this tragedy are the demons, but you have done nothing to prevent it. Now you would rather kill an innocent person than perish yourself if that means admitting you were wrong. As always, with a wave of a hand, the Asimir vanishes. Hold on. Beast! Heretic! Traitor! He slipped away again. The prelate stomps his foot in outrage and then turns his eyes on you. What about you? Whose side are you on? If you want me to believe that you're no cultist, then go recapture that traitor for me. Or perhaps you want to defend them. In that case, my soldiers don't need to be told twice. Raymond really warned you about the attack? Those crazed Damascenes are always bursting into my study with their incoherent prophecies and came to them in their dreams. I won't lie, sometimes what they said did come to pass, but can we really rely on the woolly dreams of heretics over the cold, hard facts of intelligence reports? Plenty of demons could have easily fooled them and worshipped treasonous plans in their dreams. Those lunatics would have only been too happy to listen. This time, Mr. Curls for Brains came to me and declared that demons were about to attack the city and that the wardstone's power was diminished by some kind of contamination or taint. Iomade forgive me for even repeating the words. After uttering such blasphemy, he should have been locked up with his followers and interrogated. But instead, I simply increased the surveillance on them. What next? My people caught them red-handed trying to attack the wardstone with magic? Not 3 days later, the demons attacked the city. There's an obvious connection between these events, whether deliberately or under any demonic influence. The Danescians played right into the hands of Daskari's hordes. They almost left the city completely defenseless. Ramian covered for his people the whole time and helped them escape my guards. After that, what else can he be but a traitor and a heretic? There's nothing dangerous in this hole. You have no reason to guard it. I won't hear another word. Demons are hiding underground. The proof is all around you. The demon spawn that tried to crawl out can't harm anyone now. Wait, you're trying to lure me away from here, aren't you? With narrowed eyes, Horan scans you from head to toe. Perhaps you're a cultist too. Want to help your friends underground, do you? Well, you won't fool me. I won't take a single step from here. And if you do keep talking nonsense, I'll have you strung up for treason. This city will be better off without you. To arms! Death to traitors! Kill the demon worshippers!
They will break against our resolve.
What's up, Inquisitor? Oh, Jesus. Dude, Hurl and his boys, they do damage, yo. They do a little bit of damage, as it turns out. That was, really not pleasant. I gotta go find them again. I should have saved more recently. Whoops.
A trivial matter.
Go back
It
through
is
here.
finished. Our victory is certain.
Dude, my character just like, he do not fight unless you make him.
I have to do this. Guide my blade. Save the last one for me.
Might be trapped, might be treasure.
There you go. Now we fight.
I'll cut you wide open.
Dude, I lost so much progress when I died just now.
Yet another obstacle.
The light take you!
Let's try this
Yeah,
way.
that
Spirits
happened.
demand your blood.
Cover me, all right?
Surrender or else.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
I know the way.
They will break against our resolve.
You are today's sacrifice. Too late for apologies.
Into the fray!
What you doing, Damien? Hey, it's that thing again. A fucking demon from the Sardaconan Exiles. But with the ability to make zombies.
We'll be victorious.
Yeah, fuck them up. Yeah, that works for now.
Go for their hearts. I'll cut you wide open.
Do not fear! Do not waver!
What did you guys run into? Oh. That's what they ran into. Well, I guess it's gonna be a rogue fight for a minute, because it'll take us a little while to get there. Wow. Great job. Great use of lay on hands. Drink the potion.
I did
Necromancer.
it. It happens sometimes.
My tail
Grave
is twitching.
Robin.
Must be a sign.
It is actually a sign if his tail is twitching, honestly. It's actually a pretty good formation.
I think I did
And the
it.
Basu. You did do it. Good job. Nailed it. What's up, Curl? Sorry, I'm gonna skip this conversation. We already did it. Alright, so let's go turn in the quest to find Jin Aldori first. Then I think from there we'll be able to skirt around the crater in the city, and that should help out a lot. So we can start pushing other side quests again.
As it should be.
The defender's heart greets you with an unexpected liveliness. Beyond the walls of the tavern, the once bustling, festive cities lie in ruins, but somehow none of that can be felt within these walls. The people in this room are talking, laughing, raising toasts, even singing softly. It doesn't look like typical tavern revelry, but nor is this grim vigilance of recent days. Silo waves to you. She's sitting at a table with the trio you met previously, the knight, the half-elf, and the red-headed halfling. Eon, come. Let me properly introduce you to Elan, Janna, and Curl, the fearless warriors of the League of the Inspiring Cart. Sila pushes a mug of beer towards you and speaks softly. It was me who convinced Erebeth to use what Janna, Curl, and Elan had found for a little party. If you look out the window, you might think the end times have come and the abyss has devoured us all. I thought some simple pleasures, good food and good company, could help keep the gloom at bay. Sila looks at you hesitantly, as if trying to gauge your reaction. This isn't safe. What if the demons attack while everyone is drunk? Don't you worry about that. The cart my friends found barely had enough for a couple of mugs for everyone. Besides, Erebeth split them into two groups. Half are celebrating today, the other half are celebrating tomorrow. Jane Aldori. Hey, are we just going to sit here with grim faces? I say we get to know each other a bit better, so we have reasons to toast. Tell me about your order, Elin. As stories go, it's not very entertaining. I was born far to the south in Andoran. I lost my parents early. I led the life of a simple mercenary, but often questioned the path I had chosen. I'm proud of my sword skills. I enjoy training and drills. I'm not afraid of battle, but risking my life for coin? It takes a special mindset to choose that lot with no regrets. You have to want to risk your blood. I saw too many of my friends die and wondered if I was worth it. Andoran is a nation of people governed by the principles of the common rule, which grant every citizen a voice. Andoran holds the reins of its own destiny in the strong hands of its people. It considers itself the birthplace of freedom. So in the end, I decided to choose another path. Now, if I'm going to lay down my life, at least it will be for a good cause. That's how I ended up in Mindev and became a squire for the Houndhearts. It's a small order by tradition, but it's never been more than 12 members, and a new member is only knighted after one of the elders dies. We patrol the lands along the Wardstone lines and provide aid to travelers and settlers. Unfortunately, death has become common among the Houndhearts. I became fully knighted 2 years ago after laying my mentor to rest, but I'm content with my choice. My place is among the Crusaders. How long have you been serving in the Eagle Watch for, Janna? I signed up 4 days before the demon attack. Am I lucky or what? Janna lets out an overly boisterous laugh. I'm an apprentice of a famous fencing master from Miven. I learned a thing or two from him, believe me. I soon got bored of fighting off bandits and getting involved with petty squabbles of the beckoning river kingdoms. I wanted a proper challenge, and you can't find a better place than Mindev. And I'll tell you what, And what do you know, the moment I arrived, a demonic invasion began. My father would say that's no accident. Fate brought me here. What about you, Curl? How did you end up among the condemned? I did what everyone else was doing. I grew up in the slums where everyone stole a little or maybe smuggled or guarded stashes, so Curl stares into his mug gloomily. But I never killed anybody. I never did anything really bad. I got caught stealing, and they made me choose between prison and the condemned. Well, of course I didn't want to go to prison. I'm not that good of a fighter, but Norberger as my witness, a thief can also be useful in a war against demons. I've always been a good scout. I can sneak under the nose of any monster, but I don't know where my friends are now. We got separated when the dead demons rampaged through that part of the city. Sila, cheer up, friend. Wherever you were in the past, you're our friend now, and a crusader. Your skills will be useful to us. You'll see. How do all of you know Sila? Elin, I met my noble sister on the road to Kinabrews. I was returning from the south from my fiancée and was happy to be in the company of a paladin of Iomade. We said our farewells at the gates, and I went north along the road to Dresden to my orders camp. Dylan's face grew grim at the mention of the camp. The demons attacked us there at the same time they struck Kenebres. We managed to fight them off, but we hurried to the city's aid and joined forces with the Eagle Watch. All my fellow Houndhearts were wounded during the battle on the streets. I'm the last knight of my order who can still fight, so it's good to see Sela again. Every loyal heart counts these days. Curl. I met Sela in a tavern of Canterbury's before the attack, of course. She was one of the few that would sit at a table with a condemned. Knights usually don't even look at us, but Sela was different. I knew that the moment I saw her. Jenna. That's what made me notice Sela too. I sat down to talk to her. I never understood why everyone treated the condemned so horribly and still don't. Our Curl is a great lad, so after that night, Sela and I went around to the taverns together every day. So, Mindav is an amazing place. People from all over the world come here for glory and redemption or to help those in trouble. They always find each other. It might be the best place in the world to find like-minded people and friends and toasts, in case you didn't notice. So, did you call me over just because, or something the matter? I didn't want to just talk about today's celebration, you see. Elon is in trouble. I want to help him. I don't know anyone else in the city I can turn to. His fellow knights are all wounded in battle. Elon shakes his head. Bad idea, sister. I told you. I don't want to bother anyone else with my problems. I need to handle them on my own. Girl. Oh, come on. Hiding your sadness from your friends is no way to live. Tell me more. Young Knight shakes his head. In all truth, I don't wish to impose. My problems are minor troubles. A paladin of Iomade and her friends certainly have more important things to do, especially now that Canterbury has been overrun with demons. Sela. If I've learned anything in life, it's that there's nothing minor about good and evil. Sela begins seriously, but then smile lightens up her face. Take the three of you, for example. It seems all you did was save one cart from some lesser demons, but look how many people are happy now. That feat will never be sung of in songs, but who knows? Maybe thanks to this one joyous hour of peace and rest, the righteous defenders of Canterbury will find the strength to protect the city. Sela catches her breath. I do talk too much, don't I? Well, Sir Elin, I want to help you, and my reputation as a holy warrior of Aomade won't suffer more than a minor adventure than glorious feat. Elin of the Heart Hounds. The knight sighs and seems a little embarrassed. All right, I'll explain. The life of a crusader has given me more than just purpose and a chance to serve a righteous cause. When I abandoned the life of a mercenary and came to Mindev, I gained something else I never expected. It's here that I met, may all the ladies forgive me, but the finest girl in the world. It's a miracle that she found love in her heart for a bungler like me. I'm not about to let this miracle go. Even the demon lord Tiscari and all of his demon armies can stand in my way. Luckily, my beloved is now safely away from Kinebris. For half a year, I've been getting up the courage to propose to her. I even ordered a ring from Derek Sunhammer, the best jeweler in Mindev. The independent knightly orders live mostly off of donations. I'm not what you would call rich, so I want to make Kiana happy. Oh, it took me 3 months to find a jewel the same shade as her eyes, and twice that long to scrap enough money. Master Derek's work was worth it, but I lost the ring during a demon attack, and I'll probably never find a worthy replacement. The ring is still most likely at the Houndheart's camp outside the city. Elon and his friends didn't have time to pack up their camp. The demons ambushed them, and they rushed off to help Canterbury's. I think we should go there and at least check. Not right now, of course, but once the situation in the city is under control. What else could we run into at this camp? My friends and I killed 2 large demons attacking the camp, then rode straight to the city without spending any more time cleaning up the rest of their band. It was only a few imps, but they might still be at the camp. Of course, that was a while ago. Our camp was attacked at the same time as the wardstone in the main square. I haven't been back there since. Fine, I'll help. Sela puts her hand on her shoulder. Thanks for agreeing to help. Elon is a good man and a true knight. I think the world should repay those who are devoted for doing good. Let's help him so he can propose to the beloved the way he wanted. Jaina. Sela, I hope you convince Irbleth to let me go with you when you do this. I don't want to be parted from my friends. Of course, the League of Inspiring Cards to come together in this dark alley. We must continue onward together.
That
Right.
is not far.
Back out into the fray.